All right, we're going to answer this question. Here is TSM 2014 Exam 2 Extended Response. Use CAS. So question 2. Over the past decade, 2004 to 2014, the wombat population on Wombat Island has been monitored by scientists. This wombat population data is recorded once at the beginning of each year. Using the recorded data, the scientists come up with an equation for this relationship, and here it is right here. So N represents the number of recorded wombats, and T represents the time in years after 2004, i.e. for 2004, T is equal to 0. Okay, the equation was used to plot the wombat population over the 10 years and is shown on the graph below. Before we begin, let's just define what they've given us here. So N of X is equal to control equals 120 control log base of 10, x plus 3, hit enter, done. All right. State the domain of the function as shown in the graph here. Well, as you can see, I'm starting from 0 and I'm going all the way to 10. So that means 0 to 10 inclusive will be my domain. Looking at our mark scheme here, that's our answer. Next, determine the number of wombats on the island N when the data was initially collected. Well, that means we're simply after what is N of 0. So it would come over here. If I go N of 0 and I hit enter, it's going to give me an exact value. So let's just go control enter. And that's going to give me 57.254 ... It says to your nearest wombat. So therefore, it will be 57 wombats. If we look at our answer here, you can see 57 is our answer. Next, what is the maximum number of wombats on the island and what year does this occur? Well, we immediately know it's going to occur in 2014 because if we look up here, well, 10 years in, this is 2014 right here. That's when it's going to occur. And what's going to happen there? So this is N of 10. That's not an N, that is a B. N of 10. I hit control enter. I'm going to end up with 133.67. So if I go N of 10, I get 133.67. Therefore, once we round to the nearest wombat, 134 wombats. If we look over here, you can see we're going to get 134 wombats in 2014. Next, what is the average rate of change in the wombat population over the first 10 years? Now, this again is a little bit more of a calculus question, so you're unlikely to see calculus question. You're unlikely to see this in this topic, but later on you definitely will see them. To figure out the rate of change of something, what you want to do is figure out the difference in the y divided by the difference in the x. So what is the difference in y over difference in x over this period? Well, if it's over 10 years, that means I've got a difference of 10 on the bottom because it will be 10 minus 0. And then the difference in the y will simply be my biggest y value to my smallest y value. And then when we chuck that into the CAS, we're going to end up with 7.7. I don't want you to worry too much about these questions. They're not going to appear for you in this topic. They will appear later on, but. So if we look over here for our answer, it's going to be 7.7 wombats per year. 7.7 will write wombats per year. Don't worry too much about these questions. Next, state the range of the function shown in the graph above. All right, so what is the range going to be? Well, we know that this is 57, and up here we said this was 134 wombats. So it'll be 57 to 134 wombats. If we look over at our mark scheme here, you can see 57, 134. Last bit, wombat populations are considered to be under threat when the number of wombats drops below 100. Using the information provided, determine when, to the nearest month, the wombat population ceased to be under threat. Okay, so now we want to come here. We want to go menu 3.1 because we're solving. We want to go 100 is equal to N of X, and we're solving it for X. Let's go control enter here. So when we solve N of X is equal to 100 for X, what we end up with is X is equal to 3.8129. Now it says to the nearest month. So what this is saying is 3 years Now, what is 8.8129? Well, the way I like to think about it, we've got 12 months in the year times, I'm going to take all of this. All right, there we go. So that means if I've got 12 months in the year, if I take 0.8 so on of that, I'm going to end up with 9.7 months. So to the nearest month, I'm going to round up here. It's going to be 3 years and 10 months, right? Because 9.7 months rounds up to 10 months there. So that's going to be my answer for that one. 3 years, 10 months. And there it is. 3 years, 10 months. Oh, look at that, actually. We wanted October 2007. Now, this is a good question. Would you accept 3 years, 10 months, or would you demand October 2007 here? All right, wombat populations are considered under threat when the wombat using determined when to the nearest month. I would accept 3 years, 10 months. There's nothing here that says give the year, does it? It doesn't say give the year. So I think that's okay. But if you really wanted to be pedantic, you could say, well, if we're starting at 2004, well, that means we're 2007 in, and then the 10th month is October. So 2007 in October would be also another acceptable answer. But I would accept this or that. Hopefully you found this helpful.